Warning. This show contains strong language and topics that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised.
It's my life in the box in front of me. Taking talk in my arms is the soul of me. You walk by, ask to see me lay face down. Your head by the thorn in your eye.
Hello wrestling fans and welcome to another edition of the Suplah. I am Andy Kwan, and with me as always is Liam Dunn.
Good evening to you, Andrew. How are you this fine evening of whatever day that the listener is listening to this to? Could be Monday, could be Tuesday, could be Wednesday, could be
It might
Thursday.
not even be an evening.
Morning or afternoon or night. Wherever and whenever you're listening to it, how are you at this very moment in time?
Are you talking to me or the audience?
Everyone.
I
I'm
don't-
very happy today
Why?
because I realised I'm not you. And that made me happy.
You know what? You're not the first person who said that. I wish I was lying. I'm really not. Honestly, I'm really not. I'm really not lying. Someone sent me a Facebook message saying, every time I'm down, I look at your life and I smile, knowing that it's not me.
No,
Anyway.
it's not my life.
Speaking of depressing things, Dusty Rhodes has passed away. The NWA legend and WWE Hall of Famer Virgil Runnels, otherwise known as the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes has sadly and tragically passed away at the age of 69 years old. Virgil became extremely popular with wrestling fans for being one of the most charismatic characters to ever step foot in the ring or to pick up a microphone. Even when covered in his yellow polka dot shorts and dancing around, everyone was a fan of Dusty Rhodes. Not only that, Runnels was the father of Cody Rhodes, or Cody Runnels, and Goldust, also known as Dustin Runnels. Even when Virgil retired from in-ring competition, he dedicated his time to improving the WWE in many ways. Dusty Rhodes was the first general manager of NXT once it became an official developmental territory for the WWE in 2012. Even after resigning from his position, Virgil was a member of WWE's creative team, writing storylines and helping to develop characters for WWE programming. Virgil Runnels has been a very influential person in the world of professional wrestling, and our condolences go out to his friends and family.
I mean, it's always sad when we lose somebody in the wrestling industry. The only positive I can say is at least this isn't a young death. I mean, we were so used to young deaths for a long time, so it's good to see that at least Dusty kind of got to an older age where I'm not saying it was expected, but he's not a young guy, if that's what I'm saying. At least the silver lining of this cloud is that he did live a full life. It's very sad. Like you said, he was the first general manager of NXT, which is now one of the probably the big selling point of the network. And he was a big creative driving force. Whether for good or evil is up to, I think, interpretation. I will just leave it there. But I do want to just quickly say, did you watch the Paul Heyman Stone Cold podcast?
Yes, I did.
Paul Heyman's impression of Dusty Rhodes,
spot on.
fucking, it was uncanny.
So many people can do it. And so many people can't. I can't. I'm not even going to attempt it because we're talking about a dead person.
Please try.
and-
Please try.
No.
No,
because-
please, come on. Just
no,
once.
Because I'm
Just
gonna get so
once.
much hate for this.
No one listens to the show. Do it, please.
Okay, so in honor of Dusty Rhodes, one of the greatest performers of all time, I will now try and reenact his accent. Don't, if this is bad, don't strike me down or something, Dusty, but here goes nothing. Hard time, baby, is when the textile industry and workers have been out of a job. It's when... I can't do it.
Keep going.
It's when they give you a watch. After 30 years, they give you a watch. And they say that a computer took your job. That's half time. I can't do it. I'm not doing that again. All right.
Andrew.
But-
Andrew.
Yeah. Am I going to hell?
No. I actually want to just discuss that impression really quickly. That was.
Okay.
I want to give you an award.
Okay. What's that for then?
That was probably the single worst impression of Dusty Rhodes I think imaginable. I think a dog farting would sound more like Dusty Rhodes than you just now.
Dusty Rhodes would be like, damn. No.
He's
Stop.
not Farouk.
No, even he would be
Are
like...
you talking about the right guy here? He's
I
not
know.
Ron Simmons.
He'd be like, baby, that was fucking terrible. Don't do that again, you fucking dick. Like, that'd basically be it.
So he starts off with as, like, I can't even describe that impression because you just went from being you doing an impression to just you.
I was trying.
Anyway, it was
Moving
very
on.
sad. But the thing is, as well, is I'm not now. I don't want to say that the death was surprising, and I know that's bad, but I mean, we saw him at the Hall of Fame.
He
in
didn't look
March.
very well.
Dusty Rhodes was a big guy. I don't think anyone would call him athletic by any
Even
means
that,
necessary.
these are his exact words. My belly is just a bit too big, and my hiney is just a little big. He even knew he was a big dude.
But then you saw him, and I remember watching the Hall of Fame, and that's the first time I saw him, and fuck it, I didn't actually think it was Dusty for a second.
No, I didn't until Maria Menounos started doing the Hard Times promo. I was like, is that really Dusty Rhodes?
He had lost a lot of what... I mean, it was quite unhealthy to go... I mean, I don't know how quickly he dropped all that weight, but it was quite frightening, actually, because you were so used to seeing him as a big guy, and then it's just this... He looked frail. That's the other thing. Him losing all that weight just made him look frail and really old. Like, I never remember Dusty looking that old until he lost all the weight.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
But
That-
the thing is, as well, I mean, slightly going on to a personal thing here, because the Dusty... Now, I might be wrong here, but it was something to do with his liver or kidney?
I don't know.
You're fucking useless when it comes to journalism. Anyway, I think
I don't have a journalism degree.
it might have been his kidneys. Do not hold me to that. I'm sure somebody
Let
who's
me
listening
go-
to this is actually it was this disease, and it okay, whatever. But if it was his kidney, then the rapid weight loss doesn't surprise me, because weird comparison. A couple of years ago, my dog died, and his kidneys failed on him, and he just lost a load of weight really quickly. Again, weird comparison to say that Dusty is like an English Springer Spaniel, but you see what I mean? Like, it was quite clear to me when I saw Dusty that something just wasn't quite right.
The cause of death at this minute is unknown.
Oh, okay, it was unknown. But it didn't seem right. Like, that to me when I saw it, I was like, something's not right here.
I mean, he clearly didn't look well, but I think it's still pretty tragic, because I mean...
Well, it's always tragic. I'm not saying that this is a fucking...
But I mean, like, it was surprising, because, like, it's weird how... Because he seemed... I just thought he was just getting... It's the aging process. That's just how it happens, you know. You lose weight and shit. I didn't think it was, like, anything really bad. And the thing is, I mean... It's one of those things that I think a lot of wrestling fans and mainstream people who don't like wrestling, basically normal human beings, roughly know who Dusty is. It's like Randy Savage dying. I'd put it up there with that.
I know. I
it
wouldn't.
got to the point where-
I wouldn't quite put it up there.
Well, I would, because the
Well,
BBC,
no,
the BBC
yeah, but
was
Dusty
reporting his
Rhodes
death.
was never in a Spider-Man movie.
But the BBC was reporting about it.
Well, okay. To be fair, it did trend
Mainstream
on.
media was covering it.
It did trend on my Facebook. To be fair.
How many wrestlers can do that? That's the power of one guy and his freaking voice and the gift of gab that he had.
Also,
Is
the
amazing.
other thing as well is slightly related, but we won't talk about it too much. The chances of Dusty Rhodes dying on the same day that Christopher Lee died. Now,
That
as-
day really sucked.
as a wrestling fan and a big nerd, like a Star Wars nerd as well, I didn't really get into Lord of the Rings. Don't hate me, people, but I didn't get it. It's fucking small people. I work with a small person here. I don't want to watch 9 hours of them walking in a field. All right, don't want to watch that shit.
It's a bit more to it than that, mate. Like, if Tolkien was like, and they walked, and they walked, and they walked, and someone's gone, mate, how many pages of this book is just them walking?
But that's how it feels. It's just like, oh, it's they're walking. Oh, there's a
clearly
tree.
haven't watched it then, have
Well,
you?
there's a tree that talks. Gandalf dies. Great. And then he comes back, so that kind of destroys the shock of him dying. And it's like... Anyway, I'm
I
going
just
way off
realised-
it. What?
The same guy that plays Gandalf is the same guy that plays Dumbledore.
No, it's
who
not.
both...
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's fucking not.
It's the same fucking guy.
No.
Are you sure?
So you're saying that Ian McKellen is Dumbledore?
I've got that wrong, haven't I? Oh,
Wow, that was amazing. Anyway,
well, okay. That's
yeah,
the thing.
he died on the same day that Christopher Lee died. So as a Star Wars nerd and a wrestling fan, that day fucking sucked.
Yeah,
I was at work when I found out Christopher Lee died. I can't remember how I found out Dusty Rhodes died.
that's
I
the
think
thing
it
that
was-
makes me sad about it. Is Christopher Lee was in his 90s. I mean, that's like fair enough. But Dusty was, I think 69 is still relatively young. I don't.
It's young by today's standards, but when I said earlier how it wasn't a young death, I'm saying like we were used to wrestlers in their 20s or 30s
Oh god, yeah.
dying.
That's even more depressing. When somebody dies who's my age, it's like fuck.
Like, wasn't it Lance Cade who was 29?
Sad. I mean, and the thing is, the only thing that I can say now is that I'm hoping and praying to God that Stardust is no longer a thing because of this. Because it's like, if I was Cody, I'd just be like, I'll be the new American Dream. But I'm not. I don't want to be Stardust.
I don't know. I don't see it like that. I don't think it would be good for Cody's character
Cody's
if
character right now is AIDS.
yeah, but I don't think. I mean, he's copying one gimmick, then copying another gimmick. I don't think it would work, and it would. Okay, we are talking about wrestling, where they're just like, oh well, last week we're gonna retcon like the whole Stardust character. He never existed. Like that happens in wrestling. I get that, but it's always fucking pissed me off. Like, at least if you're gonna do that, have an actual transition. Don't just have Cody Rhodes come out going, I don't want to be Stardust anymore. I am now the American Dream, the American whatever, whatever. I forgot his name. What's his name? Cody Rhodes. That's it.
Yes.
Wow. I've had a long day at work. Okay.
We forgive you. Please continue.
But I don't think that's a good idea personally. I think that pay tribute to him. That's fine. But I don't think that with a death it should change a storyline or a character. I don't think it's a good idea. I just don't think it's a good idea.
Well, if heaven does exist, which I'm not really sure about, I'm going to have a ringside ticket to some of the greatest of all time. So
Dusty Rhodes versus the Icon Stang.
Sting is not dead.
Well, I mean, like in the future, like unless you. Never mind.
Anyway, so speaking of really shit jokes and shit ideas, TMZ have basically released the 911 call that Dusty Rhodes' wife made.
Can we play?
Which
Can we play it? Like, do we have the ability to play it on the show?
I don't feel comfortable playing it. I don't
Well,
like...
it's not your call. If we can play it, then let's play it. Play the clip!
That's a really... I haven't heard it, and I won't listen to this episode because I don't want to hear it if it's played. Because it's a really shitty thing to do. And I'm not the only one who thinks like this, because Sean Waltman, aka X-Pac, it's not every day I agree with him on something, but he posted the following letter to TMZ, letting them know that he was completely disgusted that they released the audio of the 911 phone call made by Dusty Rhodes' wife, and this is what Waltman posted. I'm not going to read the whole goddamn thing because it takes about 15 years to read, but he basically, I'm just paraphrasing because I've got it in front of me, and it says that TMZ is not a legit news source. He goes on to say that himself, and dare I say countless others, are completely disgusted with your policy of releasing 911 calls from families desperately pleading for someone to save their loved one. The recent release of the 911 call from the family of Dusty Rhodes and the release of Ric Flair's 911 call when his son Reed died is shameful and sickening. And he goes on to say, is there really that much money made by airing these calls so your followers can hear these people at arguably the worst moments of their lives?
No, I agree that they shouldn't be made. They shouldn't be made public. I only asked for the clip to be put on the show so that it gives it context as to what we're talking about. But I don't think anyone would ever think that TMZ was a legitimate news source.
No.
They post shit like when a celebrity gains weight. That's not news. Who gives a shit? I'm sorry. I really couldn't care less if Kim Kardashian, or whatever her name is pregnant. I don't care. That kid's not going to impact my life. Why does TMZ think I give a shit?
And the thing is as well, it's like a parasitic thing to do.
Oh wow, this celebrity's had liposuction. Well, who gives
They're
a shit?
parasites. I don't understand, like...
It's not a news source. It's...
And what worries me is, where do they get these things from?
Well,
Like-
have you not seen any of their videos? They basically just shove a camera in the faces of these celebrities.
Oh, I mean these 911 calls.
Oh, the
because
911 calls. Oh, okay.
How do they get them?
How is that released to the public? I think that's... I mean,
That's a better question. Well, how do
Yeah.
they got... I mean, like there's a huge hacking scandal in this country with, like, News of the World and shit. How the fuck are they getting this?
Well, again...
And what sick fuck is like, oh, hey, I want this?
The thing is, I think it's slightly different in America because they have the whole Freedom of Information Act.
Right.
But, I mean, there's just some things that, morally... if you've got... I mean, I know it's weird coming from me, but if you've even got a sense of a moral compass, you just don't do that.
Yeah, I don't understand the... I mean, I don't understand the audience who want to see that. I don't or listen to it. It's like, why? If you're that deranged, you want to listen to that, then fine. It's more fucking power to you. But I guess, but I wouldn't. I have no interest in this at all. Like, why the fuck? Why? Let's put it this way. If I was dying right now and someone in my house called 999, because if they call 911, it's pretty pointless. But if they call 999, right?
Right.
I wouldn't want someone to fucking listen to that call.
No, I
I'm
don't
not
think
a
anyone
celebrity.
would want to...
Exactly, but like, it's like, well, would you want your call to be fucking listened to if you were in like a fucking distress? Like, fuck off. Just there's a reason why Grand Theft Auto took the piss out of TMZ, because it's wank.
No, I think you summed it up brilliantly. They're parasites.
They are parasites. It's
No.
not even news.
No, it's not news. Like I said, I don't give a shit if Kim Kardashian... Like, great for Bruce Caitlyn Jenner. Good for you. Couldn't give a shit. The sex change is not going to affect me.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. That's a personal journey. What? And you know what? Caitlyn Jenner's pretty shit for publicising the crap. I don't care if you're going to have a vagina anymore. I don't... Why? Why would I care? I don't.
No, wait. The shit. No, it's kind of like it was Bruce Jenner, and now.
I know. I'm not an idiot.
Oh right. It's just what you said and make a lot of
Fucking
sense.
Aura. Well, I know what I meant. It's your
But
fault.
I was bad.
Shut up! I'm gonna end the show now because I've got nothing else to say.
Well, we have another piece of news.
No, Bite Size we only do one bit of news. Remember?
I know, but we can't just like talk about death for the whole time because it sounds.
Well,
really
we
bad.
are because I'm scared my computer's gonna crash. You know what this is like.
Well, how long have we gone on for?
22 minutes.
Well, do you want to just talk about the King of the Mountain?
Not really. Let's just end it. Let's just end it.
Okay, are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Positive.
I'm a what?
You're a twat.
Okay, right. So I got I'm a twat. That's okay. So, on behalf of everyone here, myself and Liam, we wish.
And Sam, and Keelan,
And-
and Carmine, and Ellie, and Glenn, and Brendan. Fucking hell.
I said on behalf of everyone on the Suplah, but fuck. All right, I'm gonna do this again. You're such a twat. So on behalf of myself, Liam,
Sup?
Keelan, Sam, Carmine, Brendan, Ellie, and everyone here on the Suplah.
Glenn.
I said Glenn.
No, you didn't.
Fine, and Glenn too. We wish the Rhodes family all the best, and our prayers and thoughts are with them at this time. We
Even though I
truly
don't.
have lost a legend on this.
Even though I don't
awful
pray.
week.
Don't pray though.
Whatever, even if you don't. God Almighty, Liam, I'm trying to do an emotional thing.
To be fair, you did screw over my Dragon tribute, and so.
Oh my God! Right, you can't compare a guy in a
It was
dragon
nearly
costume
2
to the
years ago.
American
It
Dream,
was
Dusty
2
Rhodes.
years. It was 2 years ago, mate, and you fucked up my tribute. So just saying, calm as a bitch. Just saying.
God, you're such a knob. I knew we couldn't talk about this without you being a dick.
See you next week.
No, that's not how we're ending it.
That's how we're ending it. Bye.
Oh, fine. Rest in peace, Dusty, and fuck you, Liam.
What? You did fuck over my Dragon tribute. Though.
You can't use that.
I listened back to it.
This is like the most disrespectful ending in the history of life.
No, it's not.
Kind of is.
No, it's